for the deal. It's your boy Sky Diddy, aka the God Diddy. We here keeping it a hundo late night with my boy JT.
Yes, you know what it is. It's your boy J Tight, the one and only. From
There it
Texas
is.
season 3.
You know, you feel it.
You already know what it is. Y'all been asking for a podcast. Y'all really been asking for a podcast. Y'all really been saying,
about
hey,
to
look.
be on this. This is the late night
We
thing.
really about to be on this. It's the late night.
You can always watch it. Okay,
You can
so
always watch it. It's keep it a hundo.
Questions.
We got access questions.
We'll share the link, of course, on social media, and we'll make sure you guys can download the app so you guys want to ask us questions and everything you can. We'll answer your questions to the best of our abilities, and we'll keep the party going. Okay, so we were talking on the phone about TVs and what good TVs to buy, and Jay Tight was talking about breakdown. Jay Tight, because you had the experience of having to get your game on and enjoy good games with good quality. You recommended OLED in the beginning, but the OLED was messing up because you play games with heavy, it burns images in your screen, and you ain't trying to have images burn to your screen when you're a true gamer. It's not for cats that want to play games. The OLED TV is not for gamers. It's more for movie cats. Break it down.
All right, so pretty much a long story short, I've been an LG fan for a long time. I done had a bunch of LG TVs, and now it just feels good that, at the time I bought an LG OLED, and OLED is the best. But see, OLED remind me of plasma, and when you play plasma for a long period of time, you get burning in the screen. So OLED, it happened to me. I had a LG B7, and I suffered from burning on the screen. So I was in a position, LG gave my money back. I love LG. They have the best customer service on the planet when it comes to these TVs. It is fantastic. They was like, hey, look, we're not going to be able to fix your TV. We're going to give you your money back. Granted, I bought the TV used from Walmart, right? I bought it from Walmart online shop and everything like that. And I was like, ooh, they're going to give me all the money I have for it. I done had the TV for like almost 2 years, and they'll give me what I paid for it. I think they gave me like 17, which is not a lot for OLED 65 inch. That's actually cheap, for OLED. After that, it was like I had an opportunity. I can leave OLED or go to something else. So I actually left OLED and I went to 8K. Now I know people are going to say in the comments and with the questions coming in, there is nothing in 8K. There's really no reason why to upgrade to 8K. I have heard it all. But again, there's nothing in 8K but my PlayStation 5 box got a big ass 8K on the side of it. So I just want to be ready. They might not never use it, but I'm gonna be ready for it if they decide. If they decide to. Right, that's what we bought it for, all those features and everything like that. So I just feel like I'm happy that I chose to leave. Now again, you do run into those problems. That's it's not perfect blacks. It's not this. It's not that. Of course, every TV OLED is the best screen on the planet right now. There's nothing that's beating that. Even with the new mini LEDs and stuff, there's nothing beating that. I just enjoy it. I love the fact that it's my first Samsung TV I've owned, and I gotta say it's the biggest one I've owned so thus far. My second biggest was my Mitsubishi. I know, right? That's crazy. 3D TV.
Mitsubishi.
Right? And that was 75 inches. Now I got 82 inches, and it's a Samsung Q800T. But man, yeah, I definitely tell anybody who's looking for TVs right now, wait till Black Friday. The reason why I say wait till Black Friday because there's not a lot of games that take advantage of the 120 hertz. Not a lot of games that take advantage of the VRR. And that's really for like PC if you want to be using it as a monitor and stuff like that. But the variable refresh rate. If the game gonna push out 100, like Call of Duty and Destiny are the only games right now on the PlayStation 5 that's running at a full 120 hertz. There's no other game doing that. So if you have a TV that's running 60 hertz, you're good for right now. If you have the money to upgrade, because I'm pretty sure when they drop Horizon, when they drop the new God of War, when they drop the new Ratchet and Clank, all those games will be running at 120 hertz, pushing the PlayStation 5 to its limits. Like,
no, they will. They always do that. When PlayStation drop their little games in the beginning, bro, they don't really push the consoles. They don't push how strong the console can truly push out graphics. It's up to 8K, so games gonna gradually get better and better and better. Even like with the first Uncharted on PS3, you know what I mean, to Uncharted 3 on PS. Was that PS3 too? I think so. The graphics changed.
Yeah.
They changed. That God of War, it looked so much crispier at the end of the PlayStation 3's lifespan. So when 4 came out, they remastered that mug and put that mug on the 4. That mug looked beautiful. So PlayStation is still playing with the console. They're still playing with the graphics. They're gonna see how strong they can push the console graphics to give y'all, 120 hertz 8K. Because it say 8K on it, they know what they're doing. So stay tuned with that, because you know how PlayStation is gonna do it. They're gonna come with the heat like they always do.
Right. And it's crazy how they will sit here and say like, oh, and I gotta say it, oh, Xbox got the most powerful console and everything like that, which is true. But you have the most
It's,
powerful console with
it's a
Game Pass,
dumb, it's a
but
dumb
no games.
PC, bro.
I've never
It's a
seen that
dumb
ever
down,
happen before.
dumb down PC. Now I'm gonna give y'all how that. Just keep it a hundo. I'm gonna keep it a hundo. Xbox will lose. I don't care if they got Batista. I don't care what they got. The Xbox came out day 4 or a day after the PS5 dropped, November of 2020, and they still ain't got no launch titles from November. What we in March? What's it? March what?
Mm-hmm.
March 17th,
Oh, we in March.
2021. Ain't no games. Ain't no games out for the Xbox exclusively on Xbox yet. And the controllers still take batteries. Get them, Diddy, get them. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing coming out. I don't care about what the game. No one cares. We don't. No one cares about Batista. Batista. They're gonna lose because it's a couple games that's coming out for Xbox. I take that back. I take back what I said. Xbox got a game coming out, but I think it's gonna go to PlayStation because I forgot what the name of the game is called, but they're not going to get a lot of sales because one, Xbox consoles are still in stores. They ain't got no exclusives. Most powerful system, but it's really not that powerful. You know what I mean? And to keep it a hundo, they're gonna lose. So whatever y'all waiting on, I know it's good to get games and consoles. You want to get it now, so when Xbox ever do drop some heat, they can be future proof, like you said, future proof ready. It's over. It's over for Microsoft. Nintendo and PlayStation won. I'm sorry, they just scrap everything, focus on the PC, focus on Microsoft, you know what I mean, and focus on that, because you're not going to win. Don't let Stadia come out of nowhere and kick your ass. Don't let Stadia creep and take advantage, because they already kicking
But
some
you
ass. They
know
got
who
nothing
the
on.
sleeping giant is, and everybody sleep on them.
Bro,
Nintendo.
they not sleeping. They not sleeping. They been woke.
I mean,
They ain't sleeping
they're not
giant.
sleeping, but
Nintendo.
like okay, for hardcore gamers and everything like that, not fighting genre, because we know Smash Brothers is that game. But when you sit back
Right.
and you really think about hardcore gamers, the people that play the Call of Duty, the people that want to play, those exclusive AAA titles.
Mm, mm,
Besides Mario, you really don't get that in that Nintendo space because
yeah, you
they're
do.
more so for kids, which is
No, they're
awesome,
not. I mean, yeah, they
grandparents,
are.
which is awesome. Like, I can't get my mom to come and play a PlayStation game, but I can get her up to come play the Switch. You see what I'm saying? I can get her to I can hook the Switch to the TV. Oh, hey, mom, come on, let's play this. Which is so cool about it. Like, even with PlayStation, I have had my mom come and play the PlayStation Move. I had her come play the VR and everything to experience stuff like that.
Mm,
But she's had
mm.
more fun playing on the Switch and on Nintendo products, period, like
Now,
the Game Boy. Go ahead.
yeah. Now the Nintendo is never a sleeping giant. The PlayStation Nintendo come from Japan. Japan, as far as technology and gaming, they 10 steps ahead of the game. They never sleeping giant. They gonna constantly keep dropping these Mario games, these Zelda games, and all these type of games that, like you said, are kid friendly. They kid friendly. They hard as hell to play. These kids can't beat Mario games. I don't care how kiddie Mario may be. Mario is a challenging game also for adults. It's fun, it's goofy looking, but it's truly hard, and kids ain't gonna beat no Mario games. So Nintendo ain't really no sleeping giant. They've been around, and they still pushing. They got a new Switch that's supposed to be coming out or being announced sometime
Oh, the
this year.
Switch Pro.
Whatever, we'll call it the Switch Pro. We don't know the true name of it yet, but they about to drop another. I think they already. I think IGN, somebody already posted like the picture of or like a concept of it's like a bigger screen Switch. It look like it's hard, probably support 1080p, all that cool stuff. It look like it's gonna be hard. So I'm not sleeping on
No,
this.
it better be supporting like 4K, some high
It's
quality
it
graphics.
it has to. It has to, because gamers, even if it don't support 4K, Nintendo fans gonna buy it. Just like we Xbox fans gonna go buy Xbox, no matter what they say. It's the most powerful system that don't do shit. You know what I mean? So that's how I
Yes,
go.
and thank you guys for listening to us talking, this talk show and everything like that. And please weigh in on
Appreciate
this. I know you guys can send messages right now, and we can definitely hear you guys and communicate with us through that. So if you hit that button on the bottom, it's like a little speaker right there. We can actually hear what you guys are saying and everything like that.
Yeah,
So
you
please
got
don't be
all the
afraid
messages
to
and
weigh
answer
in
that.
on this
Mm-hmm.
and
Let the
share it.
preachers
I
man
can't
figure it
stress
out.
that enough. Share it. But earlier we was talking about one of the launch titles that looks fantastic on the PlayStation 5 right now, but it was a launch title on the PlayStation 4, Killzone Shadowfall. And I know we were speaking on that earlier, but I just want to say, I recently, if you guys go on my Instagram and stuff like that, I was recently just like testing my internet speed, and I have some fantastic numbers. But some said, let me just play this Killzone, and I was playing it on PlayStation Now, which I feel is a good service that Sony could use a whole lot better. But it is what is it's good for what it's
Killzone was
for.
hard. You tripping? Killzone was hard.
No, what I'm talking about PlayStation Now service. Killzone was hard, so just to go back
I
to it and
mean,
just
you
play it and
streaming
die.
games. You streaming games, so the games are
Yes,
going. They ain't gonna, don't expect 1080p. Don't expect the highest graphics. You streaming any old ass games. So damn how the
but that's
graphics
the
look.
crazy part about it. It looked it that good on streaming. Like it was
Yeah.
like wow, okay. So streaming is all about how your internet speed is, and I just wanted to see
Mm-hmm.
how this old game would stack up. Oh, we got a message. Okay.
Go ahead and
Oh,
tap that
tap that.
down.
Say this, Nintendo. I wouldn't say Nintendo. I wouldn't say people are sleeping on Nintendo. What I would say is the fact that they don't want to develop outside of Nintendo IPs. Not even really that they got to. I mean, Zelda, Mario, that's going to live forever. But if you want new people on your platform, besides just the typical same age, bracket, then, upgrade your console, make a console that could run some of these higher, more AAA titles. I'm not saying we need a GTA or a Red Dead on there or Last of Us, but definitely something that isn't a Mario or a Zelda. Like you should definitely put in that same effort that you would a Mario and Zelda in creating a new IP that's more so geared for, I guess, hardcore gamers.
Okay, my boy
Okay,
Levi,
Levi, I like that.
Levi done spit on some. He spit some real keep it a hundo knowledge. Now, my take on that is Nintendo mindset. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. No one complaining about Mario. No one complaining about Zelda. But like you said, if they was to like take an all new character and kind of not make it too like graphic, but make it more competitive to where adults can get up in there and get it cracking, as well as kids got their taste of Mario and their taste of Zelda, which ain't gonna never die, like you said, and Star Fox and stuff, Yoshi and all that. Make it like another type of game. They more, but when they make those kind of games, it's only for Nintendo, Levi. It'd be RPGs. It'd be like Xenoblade. It'd be like Fire Emblem. You know what I mean? It'd be like games like those. That's more of like a hardcore gamer adult. You know what I mean? It's Nintendo, so the Nintendo is more of a Japan base, and they focus more on anime. So they'll drop an RPG that's really not for kids. Kids not gonna want to say, "Mom, can you buy me Xenoblade? Mom, can you give me the new Fire Emblem?" You know what I mean? Them are games that Nintendo dropped. That's for us. And ain't gonna, like I said, like you said, Levi, it ain't gonna get no kind of Grand Theft Auto type games, but like some more. But to answer your question, the RPGs is mainly for the adult version of the Nintendo. That's for adults side of kids.
Right, and I just want to weigh in on that. Uh, Mario games are fantastic, as you said before. The Zelda games, period, are fantastic. But I was looking at some stuff, and what I noticed is that they have started branching out to those other games to get more games, different genres onto their platform, running at decent hertz and everything like that, decent specs and everything like that, so it don't look so crappy. What's one of the games? Oh, I just seen on IGN they were talking about it. It's
Nintendo?
a I know it's a game that's on PlayStation that's actually going to Nintendo.
You
Like
going to
it's
what?
crazy. It's going to Nintendo.
I think it's Nintendo.
Don't be trying to
It's going
correct
to
me, okay? That's
Nintendo.
how I say it. Nintendo, okay, you guys know already.
Nintendo.
But no, so
Let
I
me
do
look them
like
up.
that. And with the Switch Pro, as we calling it, because we don't know yet what it's gonna be called, it's just I'm excited to see like, okay, that next step, that next level. You already took the handhold console idea, which was fantastic. So just to see what that next step is going to be, that's what I'm mostly excited for.
Yeah, there won't be an
Is
all new
that next step?
console. It'll be just an upgraded version of the Switch. So whatever they was trying to do before, they're gonna add to it. The genius of the Switch being able to be played on your TV and then taken off and become portable, and then take the Joy Cons off, and then two people can play on one thing when you dock it up on something with the Joy Cons and then add it on the TV. All that crap is dope. You feel me? But it ain't gonna, like I said, it ain't gonna be a whole new console. But I know it's gonna be bigger, more powerful. And of course, you're gonna be able to play all the old ass Mario games, and I don't know what they're gonna add new to it. So we're gonna definitely see how they're gonna put that together.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be nice. That's
Another
definitely
message.
gonna be nice. Message.
Funny you mentioned RPGs because I at one point, I'd like to say for the record, for all those who are listening, I've owned 4 Nintendo Switches. I feel like 4 or 5. I feel like I'm about to get another one low key. I have described it at one point as a JRPG machine. Outside of JRPGs, they don't have much, but they also don't have to have much. And I'll say this, despite the Switch being, I would say, a underdeveloped console, Nintendo, they will forever and always be the most creative video game company of all time. There will never be a gaming company that is more creative than Nintendo. The only thing is Nintendo, they tend to underdevelop. And again, it's only because they don't have to overdevelop. All their IPs are long.
Right.
Kinda
So speaking of
what
that,
you're saying, yeah, as far as the creativity, Nintendo been out first. They came before
mm-hmm.
PlayStation. They came out before Xbox. So they the OGs. They came out with the Nintendo.
It's funny to think about that because PlayStation and Nintendo, they actually were supposed to like team up and come up with something, but then they like flaked on each other, and PlayStation did their own thing, and it was just like, wow, here's a company who's doing their own thing now. Here's more competition, and I'm really happy that Sony actually didn't go with them and broke off and did do their own thing, because we wouldn't be here today if they didn't break off. Nope. And the crazy part about it is we wouldn't know what we would have gotten if they would have stayed teamed up. You know what I'm saying?
I'll still be with Nintendo, like Levi said, because they're most creative. The Nintendo, you see how that shit shaped? The Super Nintendo, the Game Boy, you know what I mean? All the other handles they got, this Nintendo 64, how cool and creative that system looked. The GameCube, a freaking box with little ass discs, big as a baby's fist. That did rhyme. Holla. The GameCube, and then moving on to the Wii that used the motion hands before PlayStation even put the thing together. Then the Wii U had the big ass.
But the Wii U was a dud. The Wii U was a dud. But
no. The Wii U was no dud. It wasn't no dud. It was a dud to you. The Wii U was hard. That was the first, like Levi said.
But see,
they the most creative. You know what? They the most creative though. They the most creative. That was the first console type to have a console and have a big ass Nintendo Switch, like a Wii U that you can.
Right.
You can
but when you talk about
shit in your hands on the toilet, dookie. Why did you say, my man got a boo boo? Hold on, I can take the whole Wii U and take it in the bathroom,
to the bathroom
on the toilet, and play the game. That's creative.
Right, and don't get me wrong, that is creative. Right. Okay. Now you saying systems that changed the game and everything like that did something totally different. Nintendo, they did that. They have done that the most. I'm not even gonna sit here in front, but I don't think they were like the first to innovate and do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you had the Sega, you had the Sega Saturn, you had the Sega handhold one,
and
that ran again.
Who did it first? Who did it?
I definitely want to say it was. I think it was a tie. To be honest, I'm not for sure. Probably want to give it to Nintendo. But my whole thing is, if we talking about just like cell wise and everything like that, like that is Nintendo.
We're talking cell wise. We're talking creativity. We're talking the way they change.
Okay, so we just talk about creativity. Okay, creativity. We give them that.
You have to, because that's what he was talking about. And no other console really changed the game like Nintendo did. Nintendo had the most creative consoles they ever. They did stuff first. They re-evolutionized the way of gaming. PlayStation never had that Wii. That you remember that the move. Nintendo been had that.
Oh
The
yeah,
Wii
they
was the
been had
first to
that.
do it. You know what I mean? They had
Right,
on.
but
They
if you're
had on
talking
the
about like when they say Xbox Connect, well, PlayStation was the first to do that because on the PlayStation
eh,
2 they
Nintendo was
had
the
the
first to
PlayStation
do it
Eye
all the
camera.
way though. I know, but yeah, the eye camera was first. That's what I'm saying.
That,
Japan
that, but
is
that's
ahead
but
of
I'm just saying
everything.
like even Sony was the first one to put a camera on one of their games. It was started with the PlayStation 2.
It
It
was
was the Eye
PS2.
toy.
It was the eye toy.
They,
Yeah, I know.
they
I
was they
remember
was the first one, and I love this game. It was called like Watch the Windows and stuff like that. And we do have a message.
that.
I'm going to get to that right now, but I want to say this before I get to the message. Is they had this game. It was called When You're Watching Windows. It was so dope at the time when it came out. I had it. I played it. I was like, oh wow, this is so innovational and everything like that. So different.
Right.
So I'm not
Yeah.
saying yes. Nintendo was the first ones to actually do stuff, but I don't want to knock, like Xbox from doing stuff or Sony from doing stuff and everything
I'm
like that.
knocking Xbox off the map. I'm gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna. I'm gonna keep it in the hundred. J
Okay,
tight. Xbox and Everlast nothing. Only thing Xbox had was Halo and Gears of War. Everything else was crap and everything else was. I'm gonna keep it hundo. Xbox lost,
so
bro.
who
It's
you
a
think?
system
So who do you think won the console war for the PS3 and Xbox?
the PS3, fool. Let me tell you why. Xbox that came out first. They dropped the Gears of War. They dropped the Halo. They dropped the Assassin's Creed and all that. And our PlayStation's console came out a year later. Feel me? And when the PlayStation came out, these are the three that type. It's gonna kill off Xbox off the bat. Because Gears of War was the best thing Xbox had, and Left 4 Dead and Halo. That's the only three games they had, J type. That was it. Now, let me tell you what PlayStation 3 dropped.
We're talking about this.
Let me tell you. No, you saying console war. I'm gonna tell you right now, PS3. Because the titles they had dropped day one launch was Ratchet and Clank, Heavenly Sword,
Resistance.
Uncharted, Resistance, Fall of Man. That's 4 games exclusively on the PS3 and Lair. And another game that was Lair.
Oh my god, that Lair was
called,
so trash can. I'm sorry.
You can be sorry, but it was the graphics were hard, but the game was whack. They had Haze. Haze was a first-person shooter. When you take that drug, remember that game? You take that drug and you get to going crazy. You got the yellow helmet on. You step on it. It's called Haze.
See, and that's the thing too.
These like
I can't
6
look
games
at
that
it
drop
from
on
a
PlayStation.
fanboy.
No, I'm not talking about fanboy. You're tight. I'm talking about these are AAA titles though. Metal Gear Solid, the Patriots game, Metal Gear Solid 4. That game was incredible. J tight. That's not even fan base. If you look, that's not even
right. No, but I'm just
sales drop.
Right.
Niggas bought that.
If we looking at sales throughout the whole console life, everything from Xbox 360 to PlayStation 3, the reason why PlayStation 3 lost because first off, the console came out at $599 for 60 gigs, where you can for half that you can get an Xbox, which started a year later. It was so hard to develop games on the PlayStation 3 because of the chip that they used on there. Made it really hard for games to come out on that console. It took longer for games to come out on that console. Now, later in the life cycle, you can look it up everywhere. IT you can look it up. You can look it up everywhere. The PlayStation 3 lost that war. We're talking about final sales. Games all that stuff go to sales. Xbox 360 won that console.
So they won that console because it was cheaper. Because it was cheaper, they won.
They won that console war because they had at that time, and if we're talking about the end of PlayStation life cycle of the PS3, when those games were actually coming out and they had revamped the console twice.
I'm talking about.
But if you're talking about in the beginning, yes, I'm talking about the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox as a whole. When it sells, yes, I had one when it first came out. I'm talking about games. I'm talking about sales. I'm talking about games. I'm talking about the whole thing as a whole.
Bro,
as a whole,
one. Get tight.
As a whole,
360.
I disagree with you.
And
PlayStation has the yellow light of death. The yellow light of death. My PlayStation. What do you why broke twice? Both of my 60 games broke twice.
What's the percentage? What's the percentage of that though, J-Ty? What's the percentage of that? That's 1% out of a million.
What's the percentage on Xbox? What's the
everybody had a red eye?
Where are you pulling this information at? Stop it.
J-Ty. The red eye death was known. It was known all over the internet. The red eye death was more popular and more known than the PlayStation was. That PlayStation yellow shit was rare. It was if you got that, it was rare. Xbox had a constant thing of getting that, and they only had 3 goddamn games. It wasn't no more games going for Xbox, bro. J-Type. Xbox 360 flopped because they dropped fucking games like Crackdown and shit. Like you fuck with the weak ass games. PlayStation 3 kept on dropping heat.
You
Even the
didn't care
game
about those weak ass games, but other people did.
Type the war. Come on now. Now you bashing PlayStation.
No, I'm not. I'm just
you are.
okay.
You talking about
we have
console
to
war that IGN posted because
I'm talking about console wars that. I'm talking about console war what everybody posted, everybody talk about it when it's logistic and you can pull up stats and you can pull up charts and you can see the earnings and stuff like that
on sales. You talking about because
Xbox,
the PS3 costs more?
As a okay. So now we got comments. Now as a gamer, now I'm gonna come at it as a gamer, and because I grew up with PlayStation, I feel like PlayStation won. PlayStation won that. Yes, they had those great games when they came out the gate, but it got even better at the end of the mid and end of the life cycle of the PS3. The games got better. It was like, oh wow, God of War 3. This. It looked fantastic. So it did get better. It got easier for game developers to develop games on that system. And I'm not gonna knock it. Resistance 2 was better than Call of Duty, Halo, all that to me. I love that multiplayer. That was like 40 people online and everything like that. So it was fantastic. But I was coming at as a fanboy. I love PlayStation. I got it tatted and everything like that. I'm keeping it up, and that's the thing. We're keeping it on hundo. The reality of it.
You going on sales,
but that's keeping it a hundo. If we. The companies don't they care, but if Sony didn't do good, they want to continue to. If they didn't see money in something, they're not going to continue to keep doing it. They see money in this situation. Now we have to look at it as a whole, as a gamer and as the company. If I made something, it's for a system.
When you spending the $5.99 more than the Xbox 360, expect PlayStation to come with some heat worth the $5.99. It ain't like you just spending the $5.99 and you're not getting nothing for it. They got us. Oh, I got all this money for this game. I pay all this money for this console, but ain't no content coming out for it. When PlayStation drop something that costs that much, best believe they come in with some heat behind it, which they did. They game library killed off Nintendo and Xbox. They tell you, because of the $5.99, they came with more shit games. So that was an investment. Xbox still was cheap because they only had a library of 2-3 games. So expect it to be cheap. So yeah,
put it like this,
Xbox One in the console war, Xbox One in sales because it's cheaper. Now the new Xbox that's out right now, the Series X and that little baby Xbox
versus the PlayStation 5. Oh no, the PlayStation 5 is winning all day long.
No. Listen. The Xbox Series X and that little mini Xbox that came out behind it. What's that? The one that parents can afford. That one like $2.99. Remember? The one that came out on last year, it was a little Xbox. It wasn't as powerful as the real Xbox that came out. It was less powerful. It was cheaper. It was something that parents can afford the kids to get, trying to win the sales then, but ain't no content for it. That's what Xbox 360 did. They dropped the console, knowing they only have like 3 games, make it cheaper, and we'll just keep focusing and putting DLC on these 3 games and never have to even make those games.
Out of all the console wars, out of all the console wars, the PlayStation 2 between Xbox and PlayStation, when the PlayStation 2 came, PlayStation 2 won that landslide. And this is statistics and how it's going, we can look it up. When the PS3 and the Xbox 360,
I'm not talking to
the Xbox, but I've got to keep it a hundo. I can't just sit here and be like, oh, I'm a gamer and just ride that train like that, knowing that Sony fucked up and they lost. That's just how you feel about it, though. That's how you feel about it, though. But
I feel it's
PS3, we can pull up all the facts right now. It doesn't matter about games and not about stuff like that. It matters about who made the most money and everything like that. That's what keeping it 100.
Okay,
and that's the
what's
thing.
The definition of console war? What's the definition of console war? What's your definition of console war?
My definition.
Give me your definition.
Is console war. Here we go. Is quality, software, and sales.
So Xbox won all 3 of them categories, meaning they won the console war in the beginning.
Sales.
In the beginning.
As a whole, like I said at the beginning, Xbox won that. PlayStation 4 versus the other Xbox, I don't know what it's called.
Quality,
PlayStation 4, kick they butt. Software is video games. That covers all. That's what software is.
So software video games, and Xbox beat PS3 in games.
In games, the Xbox.
That's what you're telling me. That's part of console wars. That tight. You just said it.
That's part of
How many
console wars.
games?
Yes.
How many games did Xbox exclusively drop on the Xbox 360? Please name them games.
Fable. They Gears of War. What else? Another one.
Halo.
Think, Jay. Think. Halo. And it was and then this is where our genre started tripping, started dipping a little bit.
Left 4 Dead.
They did Life for Dead, but then they had a bunch of Naruto games that came out that never came out for the PlayStation 3 ever. And see, those are games that those are games that you don't play, but I do. So it was some games that I wanted. I can't list.
I do play them games.
Okay,
that was one game.
I can't list all the games that they had. Dragon Ball Z. What is that shit called? It was a camera, and you can do the Kamehameha waves and stuff like that. No, it was called Dragon Ball Z Connect or something like that. It was DBZ Connect or whatever. And that was exclusive only on, but that was it was some other games too. Now I don't know off top all that because I ride with Sony, but that console war and everything like that, just for that war, statistic wise, I'm just gonna say this: they won. But I personally believe in my heart that PlayStation won. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel. But the truth of the matter, what I feel is PlayStation won. PlayStation has been winning, has continued to win. When PlayStation came out, there was the cheapest Blu-ray on the market at the time at $5.99 because Blu-rays were costing, just a Blu-ray system was running you anywhere from $8. And they had, and you're right, they had HD Blu-rays. And HD Blu-rays did not survive at that time. They didn't have that. So PlayStation came, they changed the game and everything like that. It was the cheapest Blu-ray player that you could get at the time. So for me,
console.
It was an all-in-one console. Not only that, I can play everything. So as a fanboy, as a PlayStation, as looking at all the games, all Stackboy and all that stuff like that, PlayStation, to me, PlayStation won. But when you look at the charts, it's statistic-wise, they didn't win. They didn't win. And it sucks. And I know I hate to sit here and say that, but I watch this stuff all the time and I look at the charts.
In my opinion, they didn't win. I just my opinion. Even though I can look at the stats, they're tight. In my opinion, if I had to choose, and I'm new to the gaming, I'm new to the whole library, and I look at this shit, and I look at the red eyes.
Well, let me ask you,
they didn't win to me. They lost.
Let me ask you this then: out of Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, who is the biggest company out of all of them?
Nintendo rules the world.
You're wrong.
The best game in the world. The
biggest gaming company right now is Microsoft. They are the biggest company
like that. No, they the biggest.
They're the biggest gaming company in the world. Crazy. But no, we got these messages we got to get to. I feel like we got to see you guys, and that's what I love about keeping it hundo, because you're going to get stuff like this. So make sure that you guys tune in live so you guys can get this stuff and don't have to watch it on YouTube and everything like that. So that way you guys can really interact with us. So we do got some messages we got to get to because we can be talking about this forever. But let's go ahead and get to these messages. We got 4 messages. Go ahead, Diddy. Hit that button.
Man, if we talking about design in these consoles, oh yeah, again, we could go all day and talk about how creative Nintendo is. It's just a matter of them honestly getting out their comfort zone. But I have to keep saying this. They don't have to. They don't have to. The games that they do have, I don't even want to say honestly that Nintendo Switch is geared for more children, because that's kind of a lie. Because no child is beating Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry. No child is beating Xenoblade. No child is beating excuse my language. No child is beating Octopath Traveler. Them hard ass JRPGs. Ain't no child beating them. They may finally be able to beat Mario Odyssey. I've heard that's the easiest Mario game you could beat. Nintendo, they just don't, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, like Diddy said earlier.
Give the next message.
That PlayStation Eye toy. Ooh, yeah, Japan, they're ahead of everybody, man. We know that. That's why we get Nintendo. That's why we get dope Nintendo shit. Because, like, literally, Japan, creative, man. Just creative. This is how the console war goes. I'd say PS2 versus original Xbox. PS2, no doubt. 360 versus PS3. Obviously, 360. PS3 didn't get good till its 4th or 5th year. Let's be real. Obviously, PS4 won the previous generation, and as of now, it's looking like the PS5, but it's looking like the PS5 on a technicality. Because from my understanding, Microsoft, they do not want to just focus on games. They want to be more so a media outlet for all their PC, original Xbox 360 games. So it looks like the competition is over. It's about to really just be Nintendo and Sony, and maybe Stadia if they could develop some shit.
Last one, and I disagree on the PS3 one.
Funny enough, yeah, Diddy is right on the console breakage because I had a 360. Man, that shit did that to me. I was heartbroken, bro. But my PS3 never broke. But my PS3 was boring as fuck because it didn't have no good online, and honestly, it wasn't a lot of good games until again its third or fourth year. Shit, I mean, Uncharted 1, I didn't really play that shit, and Uncharted 2, yes, I played it late. Uncharted 3, yes, I played it, but again, we talking Sony's third, fourth year at this point.
Okay, so what he said is he did state facts, and I like everything that he said. Some things,
some of that shit was facts.
Some of it was facts. Some of it was stuff that he chose that he liked, and that's what it's about. Again, Diddy, that they only won one, but to what he said though is like how Xbox is like, hey, we're going to be a media outlet. Think about it like this: Sony is really just going to be. Their core is really just going to be strictly gaming. They're getting rid of the store where you can buy movies and everything like that because it's not making them any money. So they're getting rid of it. You know what I'm saying? They really finna focus on the apps that you can put on your console because, hey, everybody has Hulu. Everybody has Apple TV. Everybody has Paramount Plus and Disney Plus and all stuff like that. So why do we need to have a service for that?
Right.
Where Sony's actually paying these other companies to put their movies on their service. Nope.
Right.
Now you're going to pay us to put your apps on our stuff so people can use.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're going to shake hands a different type of way.
Yeah. We focus on full game.
I don't really want to keep diving into this console war and everything because it can get real nitty and gritty. But pretty much,
it's all about.
I want to say this.
It's all about. What you mean? You don't want to keep diving into the console war?
I mean, because it's just like this. Because like it's always going to be.
Break down all subjects on tonight. We gotta save a little bit for later, man. We can't hit them with everything tonight. We strictly talking about consoles tonight. We can talk about WandaVision and everything on the next episode. We don't want to hit them with everything. We just want to give them a taste.
No. I still want to because we did, speak on that service that they leave and everything like that. And I just got a question for you. Did you know? Because we was talking about TVs in the beginning. If you buy a Sony Bravia TV, the new ones that's coming out, that Sony has their own app. And it's called the Sony Bravia. It's called Sony Bravia Core or Bravia Core, and it's only for Sony TVs, bro. So it's kind of like PlayStation View in a way, but it's just like their own streaming app. And bro, they're giving you it's called the IMAX look. So the movies look just how they would look if they was in IMAX. And I was like, wow, I know. It's just
TV, the next TV I'm getting is a Sony. I got Samsung. I love Samsung. The next TV I'm getting and my final TV, and I'm going to stick with this company for here on out, it's going to be Sony. I don't care if LG got look better. I don't care if fucking Samsung got better quality. I don't care if LG got the better. I don't care. I'm sticking with Sony because it's going to be compatible with my PS5 for the future. When they update PS5 updates, it's going to update. The TV might even come on in a certain PS5 way that Samsung and LG and other companies cannot do. So for here on out,
because I'm mad that
Sony, bro.
I'm mad that, and two more things I want to say is I'm mad because Samsung, why you gotta do me like that, Samsung? They just made an exclusive deal. They just made an exclusive deal with Xbox, bro. I was like, wow, where's the love for PlayStation at? Yeah, it did something with Xbox and everything like that. And I was like, okay,
that's cool. It's my last TV.
I look at it like this. And then another fact is, did you know that the old LED panels that LG gets and everything like that, Sony make all of? That's crazy. Sony makes all the old LED stuff and everything like that. And
Who made the Blu-ray first? Who made the Blu-ray?
Sony did that.
I'm
that
just saying,
Blu-ray
Sony
came out
got
in
Sony
the PlayStation
about
3
the
era,
brother.
and Microsoft thought we got HD Blu-rays, and I remember the case was
Boop
like it was like a
bleep,
burgundy color,
a big
and and I
long
remember I went to
rectangle
Best
box.
Buy,
I remember that crap.
right, and Best Buy had that, and they had the Blu-rays. So I was like, that blue, it's just killing, and Blu-ray just took off more than HD Blu-rays ever did, and it's just been running. Like
Mm,
people tend to forget about mistakes that companies made and everything like that when it comes to
mm,
just like the console and all that. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, again, like it's some features that's on the PlayStation 3 that I wish they would bring back on, and some features that's on the 4 that I want them to put on the 5. Like the video chat feature, I love that. That'd be so cool to bring it back,
mm,
especially in a pandemic. So instead of having to like,
mm,
even though you got your phone, everybody has a phone,
mm,
but to be able to like do that still is pretty dope. Another fun fact right here is if you have a PlayStation 5 and you have a PlayStation 3 60 gig, 20 gig, 80 gig model that plays all the PlayStation 2 games and the 3 games and the 1 games, and you have the 5 that plays the 4 and the 5 games, you have 2 consoles in your household that are covered from when the PlayStation first came out all the way to now. That is crazy, right? It's
boom.
funny how
Fun
they
fact.
plan ahead. How
Right.
Sony plans ahead, and to sit here and think like, oh yeah, the PlayStation 5 gonna play, the PS3 games and everything. What you could do in PlayStation Now, what you could do, they do have some PlayStation 2 classics over there in PlayStation Now, but
Mm,
it's crazy how like, okay, we got the 2, we got the 5 that does this, we got our 3 that does that. You can still actually buy a 60 gig model. It might cost you a little bit, but you can still buy a 60 gig model today and play all those fantastic games that came out
mm,
in PlayStation third and fourth year life cycle. And
mm.
and there's a bunch of games that I would definitely I would go back and play just for the fun of it. One of them is
Yeah, on some nostalgic shit.
Burnout, right?
Paradise. Or Burnout. Yeah,
No,
Burnout.
Burnout Revenge,
Burnout
Burnout
1,
Revenge. Uh huh.
2,
Def
3,
Jam.
Revenge, Paradise, Fight
Oh,
for
you
New
know what I want
York,
to play?
Vendetta,
I want to play that Jet Li game that came out on the PS2. Remember that game?
Rise to Honor,
It was
Rise to
because
Honor,
right, yes,
Rise
because
to Honor.
Xbox had got a Bruce Lee game and we didn't get it. And I was like,
Ooh,
what? And
whack
we
too. I remember
remember
that.
True Crimes? Who remembers True Crimes? Streets of LA,
Streets of
Streets of New
LA.
York.
Uh, but you know the same company that made True Crime, Streets of LA made it's a game, Sleeping Dogs. They made That's the same people that made that game. So if you ever played
Oh
True Crime,
wow.
Streets of LA back in the day, the same game, True Sleeping Dogs or something like that. It's the same people that made that, and that game is dope. They're based in like a little Chinatown somewhere. I don't know if it was San Francisco or Japan, and it was that was the same kind of style of game. So that's a little fun fact for y'all too, if you didn't know that.
Right. Right. It's stuff that you didn't know. How long
If
do
you
you
didn't
think it's
know,
going to take for Sony to revamp the PlayStation 5 and give us a new console? Because we know it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. We don't know when, but we do know they're going to give us a better version
let me
of this
see.
version.
No, November 2020 is when the PS5 dropped. If there was announced any kind of new consoles coming soon or new type of slim, it would be if there wasn't a pandemic. E3 would announce some kind of slim, so it'll probably be around Christmas time of this year, 2021. So they'll have enough PS5 for people to get slims. It'll be like it'll be the same graphics. It'll just be dumbed down a little bit for how slims go. So I'm thinking sometime maybe Christmas time this year. If not Christmas time this year, then E3 2022, it'll be a slim version of the PS5.
I want to say for me, and I'm just looking at like the time span before the original PS3, before the slim version came. If you can go all the way back to the original PlayStation, and then the slim version came, and then with the PlayStation
PS1.
2, then the slim version, right? The PS1, it was called the PlayStation. It was called PlayStation. The PlayStation was smaller.
I forgot it. PS1.
So
I forgot it.
I'm thinking it would be probably 3 to 4 years before we get a slimmer version. But we just got a
I
message.
say 2.
So you say 2? Let's see what they talking about.
I'll say this about the console, the slims and whatnot. I honestly don't think it's coming. I mean, obviously, I may have to eat these words later, but I don't think it's coming because I swear I read somewhere that Sony only wanted to do 4 or 5 years with the PS3 or with the PS5 and just move on. So I don't think it's coming.
Mm,
Mm,
okay,
I've
you heard it
never
first,
heard that
America.
one. That is right.
Hey
I didn't
man,
hear
you got
that, but
break.
okay.
That's some breaking news. And I ain't mad if they want to drop a slim because this is a beautiful console, and I wouldn't care for a slim. If I mean, I wouldn't care for a slim if it did drop. You know, what I mean, I like what I got.
Mm-mm.
I got the OG.
Cause
I got all the OG. I got all the OG consoles, but I wouldn't care if it won't come
hmm
out. And I don't have all the slims to all the PlayStation. I got the slim for the PS1. I had the slim for the PS2, the three. I don't have the four, and I don't want the five.
mm,
If it drop,
like
depending on
for
how I
me,
look, because I don't need it. Unless they
right,
drop,
right.
unless
Because
they
I
drop a
wouldn't
collector's
need it.
edition, unless they drop a Spider-Man collector's edition slim, that's the only way I'm gonna get it. If a God of War slim PS5 drop,
OMG.
that's the only way I'm gonna get it. Other than that, I'm not
I'm
gonna care
happy
for a
you brought
regular
that up.
multicolor one.
Be, I'm happy you
Speak on
brought
it.
that up because the only reason why I updated my PlayStation because from my original PlayStation because they came out with the Dark Vader one. They came with Star
Hmm.
Wars Battlefront. And then they
Right,
came out with the 500 million PS4 Pro, and it looked so
right.
beautiful. So I got that one as well because I was like, okay,
Hmm.
this is a console that looks that good. So that's another thing because the plates are so easy to come off and everything like that. I
Hmm.
don't think Sony will make another console because it's going to cost too much. But make some
I don't think
custom
it's gonna cost too
plates that's
much.
limited edition.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it's gonna cost too much. Because the PS4, I believe it only costs about $300 or $200 to make, like something real cheap to make, and it's selling for a little more than whatever. So they weren't making big money, but it costs like $2 or $300 to make the console, and from sell it for like $3.99, $4.99 type shit like that. So, as far as them making they gonna keep making. I think they're gonna just keep dropping plates. You know what I mean? Because they don't need. I think they don't need to make
Mm-hmm.
a slim. They're gonna
Kind of
just
like
start
what
dropping
they
plates
did with the headsets with the PlayStation. I think it was the gold headsets when they first came. They had like some collectible, slidable plates that you could put on the side of them and everything like that.
on the side
But
of
we
them.
did get
Yeah.
a message, and did you want to go ahead and answer that
Yes, sir.
message?
Say this too. I also don't even see the point in them dropping another version of the PS5. I mean, for what? If there's no way within 2 years, right, that technology could just advance by that much to the point where they could give us another console. At that point, they would be, if you ask me, would be giving us a PlayStation 6. Because if y'all don't know, I mean, obviously, this goes without saying, PCs are more powerful. Duh, right? But the only reason why we don't get PC quality when we buy these consoles is because they wouldn't have a PS6, 7, Xbox 6, 7 to sell us. You get what I'm saying? So the only thing that they could do now to advance the PS5 is design. And that'd be kind of, I don't want to say like a waste of money, but it'd be a waste of money.
Mm, I agree with him on that as well. And just to add to that is that at the time when they make the PlayStation 4, when they started actually making that PlayStation 4, the very first one, they gave us the very best parts that they could put in that console at the time. At the time. And then
Hmm.
as parts got better, that's when they came out with a pro. Because people like the main reason why I never got the pro until the special edition came is because how you gonna tell me, oh, this is the pro version, and I don't got a HD blue, I don't got a ultra HD Blu-ray player inside of here. How you gonna tell me it's giving me 4K games, but it's 4K native and it's not really 4K? So
Hmm.
it was just like you guys are selling. You selling for me. It was like you're selling me something that I don't see because I don't really own a lot of digital stuff at that time. So and a lot of my stuff was like on disc. So I was like, well, how would this work? So it took me a while to get it, and I am so happy that the five actually plays the Ultra HD Blu-rays that I have been collecting. So I really like that feature a lot.
Or
Um,
the five.
it's crazy. Yeah, the five played it, so you can actually watch your Black Panther and your Avengers with the Ultra HD and get that good quality and everything how it's supposed to look.
Mm, mm, mm.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure,
Mm-hmm.
as long as your TV is pushing that kind of power, then you'd be a okay to get that party going.
To get that party
I can
going.
work it.
Last
I can even
thing.
work it.
Last thing.
Uh,
Oh, we got a question. We got a question. Go ahead. We got a question.
So Sony, they are the kings of selling you lies, nigga. They are the absolute king of that. That's not gonna stop me from buying their products. Obviously, my first console was a PS1. But nigga, they are
Mhm.
the absolute kings and queens of selling you false ideas and false hope.
But
That is so true.
I mean, that ain't. I mean, it's true, but I don't want to admit it. But we gotta keep it a hundo. So yeah, they do say some falsity at the time, but
Oh
that's what
yeah,
they do, man. That's what they do. That's what gaming companies do.
they.
The same thing. Dragon Ball Z
Mhm.
games, they can
Mhm.
make one dope Dragon Ball Z game, but they keep making these little. They'll make these Dragon Ball Z games that go only to the Cell Saga and stop. You know what I mean? Make you go buy another DLC like that. They can make an ultimate game. That's how they make money. It's like cell phones. Cell phones can make the best
Mhm.
cell phone possible, but they'll keep selling these every 3-4 months. They'll keep selling you these little phones. They can make the ultimate phone. That's how they make money. That's how they make money off y'all. We can
Right.
drop a big game, but
It's
we're gonna
all
make
it's
money off
all the
y'all.
money. It's all the money grab.
It's,
That and that's the
it's
so
a money
and
grab.
I agree with you 100 on that because Sony new
So you
TVs
just
just
choose to
came
buy it
out
yourself or not.
and on the box and on the advertisement it tells you that the TV is going to have VRR when you get the TV. Well, a YouTuber I follow has the TV and did a test. It does not have VRR, and he reached out to Sony reps, and they said, "Oh, it's coming in a firmware update." I don't want to
I
spend
remember that.
$3,000, $4,000 on a TV that doesn't have all the features that an LG has, all the features that a Samsung has right out the gate. I'm sitting here waiting on
Right.
another update or something like that because like the crazy part about it was I was going to when I was looking at 8K TVs, I was looking at the Sony 75-inch 8K TV, and
Mm.
I was like, and it was on a good sale. It was a good sale. I was like, oh, it's not bad,
Uh,
and it gets a lot smaller in size, but because
mm.
it wasn't pushing the stuff you needed for the PlayStation 5 when the PlayStation
Mm.
5 dropped day one, it kind of
Mm.
turned me away as well.
Mm.
It turned me away as well.
Right.
But no, I definitely. Oh, we got two people in here. Hey, thank you again. I just want to say thank you guys for listening and tuning in. And this is Keeping It a Hundo
Appreciate
with your boy
Hondo,
J
man.
Type.
You got some questions, man? Hit us up. We talking nerd, video games, and just all pop culture, man. We just on the subject of PlayStation, how they kings of the console. And if you disagree, go ahead and chime in and leave a message. You feel me? Because
Oh, we
I'm a
got three of them
fanboy.
in
I ain't
that
gonna
thing.
hold you.
Let's go.
I'm a fanboy.
Oh,
I ain't
right,
gonna
right.
hold you. You know what I mean?
Ain't
And I
going.
love
Somebody
PlayStation.
asked me
PlayStation reigns supreme.
all day, every day. You know what? I will say this is like, since we're talking about that, is I met you on the show. That's a PlayStation show and we've been friends ever since. And I know a lot of
Right.
people is really wanting that keeping it a hundo, that tester edition. So I don't know if we're going to do it like this podcast style, or if we actually going to go into. We might just mess around and do both. Do like a little podcast one because that's like a little easier to do. Besides the editing, when it comes to the editing department and everything like that, because this is live, it's recorded, we can push it like that. And the other one
We
requires
gonna
like a
do it
little
like
editing and
this.
everything like that.
We're not gonna edit nothing, man. Let's keep it a hundo. You got any questions on the tester, man? We can keep it a hundo. We talking all subjects, whoever it's on. Me and Jay Ty was on the tester season 3, so we maybe not right now because we want to keep content going for y'all. So on the next episode of Keep It a Hundo, we're gonna break down that
On the
tester
next
lounge
episode,
and
right, what it
on
was
the
like
next
living there and
episode.
everything like that. Right,
Yeah,
we don't know. It
all the
just
stuff
depends
that
on
y'all
what we
didn't know.
feel like talking about. What y'all didn't
And if
know,
that's
the
what y'all
truth
want.
behind a lot of stuff.
And if that's what y'all
A
want,
lot, because
if that's what y'all want too,
if
man.
that's what y'all want, let us know. Because this will be on YouTube as well. It'll be on Instagram as well. It's gonna be everywhere. It's right. It's gonna be on the studio app. So make sure you guys download and use this app. I'm telling you, man, this app is fantastic. It's so
Yeah, this
cool.
app changed the game.
Um, it does definitely does change the game. Um, what else can we really talk about? Like,
I
Resistance
mean,
is one of my favorite
you don't want to
games.
keep the. I mean, I'm just saying
Nah,
we want to
I
stay
guess
on the
that's it. We're
subject.
done.
I was just
It's
gonna say
one
the subject.
thirty in
We
the
can
morning.
save. Yeah, we can save more for next time, man. We already we everybody done checked this out already. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. We want to thank you guys for
Thank you for
checking
tuning
us
in.
out on this podcast. This is our first time doing a live podcast
Our
with
first
Sky
time,
Diddy J Tight.
right?
You know what I mean? Sky Tight
Keeping it hundo.
network. Keep it on those Sky Tight network.
Sci-Fi
You know what
Network.
I
Let's
mean? We
go.
want to, just late night talking. We just talking about things. And if y'all got subjects that y'all want to let loose and y'all want to talk about, we gonna jump on that and talk about that.
Do
Hold
that
on, let's.
tester thing though. That would be great to see y'all be able to physically give us the story. I don't mean to say it like that, but I mean how do I explain? Possibly going live on Instagram or Twitch, or even like a bigger platform where more and more people could tune in, because I'm sure I got some funny behind the scenes exclusive, some more sad stories, shit like that, that more people need to listen to.
You know what,
Ooh,
Levi,
see,
you right. So
I
instead of
agree
doing a
with that.
podcast, I agree with that
Oh
too.
yeah,
You know what I mean? We'll do it
because
live. We'll do it like
everybody
an
been
Instagram.
hitting us.
And yeah, everybody hitting us. They want to know the scoop. So Instagram, Facebook, you know what I mean? Twitter, shit, whatever, Snapchat, and just give them that real story of how he felt about certain cast members and all that. I don't want to. It ain't gonna be. It ain't really like putting like their business out there. It's just our experience and not throwing anybody on the buses and all that. We just gonna keep it. That shit was like 10 years ago. Someone's gonna go crazy and just
Right,
talk
we
about
gonna keep it a
how I feel
hundo.
I should have won.
We gonna
We
talk
gonna
about how we really feel and everything like that.
I'm
Like, just
pretty
keep it a
much
hundo.
keep it. I'm gonna tell you pretty much how I feel like I should have won, straight up and down.
Right.
That's it. And how other cats shouldn't even been in the house. How motherfuckers might have been low key actors on there, all that crazy stuff. So we got some stuff to
The
tell.
buffoonery that was going on.
Yeah, but we'll say that. Yeah, we'll say that
It was
to the
some
next
good.
time.
It was some good times. It was some sad times. Definitely gonna say that for next time. Levi, I like how your input definitely like saying the thing. I said let's just do it like that because that's I really feel like people want to see that interaction. They want to see us. We ain't gotta like record it, cut it, edit. Like now we just put it on there and just go and let people just eat just like that. Let's keep it a hundo. And you guys know how our videos go and everything like that. But stay tuned for the next episode, man. And we want to take this all the way up. And the only way we can get there is you guys like, comment, and share this video, man. And come back for the next one. I'm your boy J Type.
And it's your boy God Diddy, aka Sky Diddy.
And we'll
See you
catch
on the
y'all in
flip
the next
side.
one.